I wasn't able to go live. Hey y'all, welcome in. Let me know if you're hearing me from this microphone because I decided to use this today to do it from the phone. So we're going live from the phone and we are streaming it this way, okay? So we're streaming it this way. So let me know if this is working out for you or it's not. Okay, just let your girl know because this is a little bit different. I wanted to see so much is happening. Well, hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome back. I know YouTube is sending out all the notification and sending it out to you guys. So you can know that your girl is live and direct at that too. So hop on in, come on in, welcome. Welcome to Life Beyond Narcissism. As you can see, I'm not on my regular setup. So apparently you know that, hey, something went down, right? But we're not even going to stress that because we know we're going to be getting a fight and we already know to expect these things. So we're not even going to trip about it. We're not going to be concerned. We're not going to worry. We're just going to navigate. We know exactly what to do. Hey, y'all. I decided to make this a little bit higher. How does that sound? How's the audio? Am I able to see comment section when you guys are doing it? Because I've not really done live like this. So hopefully it sounds pretty good. Audio check, microphone check. Hopefully everything sounds good, okay? Can I even hear this in here? I can't. Okay. A thumbs up. Thank you. Are you able to type a comment or something? Like, I don't know if I'll be able to see the comment section. I'm doing it on my phone. Normally, I'm on my computer. And I wanted to kind of give some shout out to, one of our family members. Hey, now I can see the comment section. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. I absolutely love that. Hey, Alicia, what's up, sis? How is it going tonight? Your girl is obviously, you see what's going on, okay? You see, your girl been getting a fight for a little while now, right? But we know that this is subjected to happen. We know when we start moving forward and the information starts going out, we know exactly that this is all a part of the plan. So listen, nothing to be alarmed about, nothing to be concerned about. We're still going to continue to do this. So, hey guys, welcome back to Life Beyond Narcissism. It's your favorite coach, Nessa, and I'm beyond excited to be here tonight. Like, I went for a long road trip, but we're not going to go into that today. And I really wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for supporting your girl, for being there for me, and for helping me help you so we can all work together, okay? So thank you so much for being there. And just to share my grades with y'all, because I know we've been talking about school for a little while. So I wrote it down so I wouldn't mess up. In one of my classes, I got an 85.95. The other class, I got an 86.87. So both classes, y'all, I got a B. Oh, so your girl is doing her thing, okay? Thank you guys so much. You just got here. Hey, Donnie. Welcome in. Welcome to the channel. So happy to see you. We're just going to give it out a try like this, doing a live, doing it this way. I'm so happy for me too. Yeah, kudos. Your girl is doing her schoolwork. It bust my behind at first, right? But I'm beyond grateful for your user. Why did my mom choose my actual name for my username? Um, oh, thank you for subscribing. A lot of times it's like that because on my on my TikTok, one of my TikTok pages, it's my full name, Vanessa Johnson. Cause I guess I wanted it to be a little bit more demure. I guess it's more like for business purposes. So if you're trying to do business things, that's probably one of the things as well why it's like that. So welcome in. Hey, Alyssa, welcome in. So glad you could join us tonight. So glad you lost that channel. Oh, hope things work out. Did you? Okay. Couldn't tell you. Well, enjoy. Continue scamming the page, doing all the nonsense that you normally do. Okay. Listen, welcome. Increase the views. Do what you do. Okay. So, Alicia, just to not get off topic, yes, your girl is doing really well. and super excited. I got a B for both classes. Oh, the only thing I was a little bit annoyed at is the fact that, listen, I'm so used to looking in the camera. I'm so sorry. The only thing I'm a little bit annoyed about, right, is the fact that I'm not really learning about psychology. If I could be honest, I mean, I guess they're doing it in their way, but I'm learning more about APA styling and stuff like that. But without getting into all that long stuff, I got a comment today from one of our subscribers, and when I look at the comment that she wrote in the section here, let me see. I'm gonna go pull it up because I thought that was fascinating. Like, oh my goodness. I can't even turn it around to show you, but if you look on the channel, and it's under one of the videos that we did last week. I think it was Tuesday that we did that video. I Thanks, Alicia. I know you got this, my love. When I did that video, I saw her comment, but I have it up on my computer screen. So tonight's show, I really wanted to go ahead and see about dedicating this show out to mental wellness with Wahega. Hopefully I said that correctly. You know I'm very good at butchering names and stuff like that. Last week's topic, for those of you guys who are not here, last week's topic, we really spoke about the return of the narcissist and what it looks like when the narcissist comes back into your life and they have returned, because this time it's more calculated. Things are with a vengeance when they come back this time around. It's planned out and they're ready to get things going, okay? So because of that video that we did, mental wellness wanted to chime in on it to tell us how she's feeling. And her comment says, "This is currently happening to me. It's sad and I had confusion and heartbreaking because it's with my family. I believe my mom is a narc and also my dad. I believe I came from a narcissistic family and I had to run for my life 4 months ago. I bumped into them yesterday and it was a lovely encounter. I miss them so much. I love them. Some of the words are misspelled. I'm sorry. I love them so much, and it's almost like I am prepared to wipe all the abuse away. I'm actually asking myself, did this abuse take place? Am I being dramatic? Maybe it's not as bad as I remember or put it. Yeah, I'm the problem. Why did I run away from my family and split it apart? I'm asking these questions right now, and I want to desperately be loved by them, to be seen by them, to be embraced by them, and to have the love from my dad that they showed me yesterday. I am so happy, emotionally, and confused all at the same time. Does this mean that I let them back into my life? Can my truth and my family coexist? Can they both exist at the same time? Can my real self, who I've had to suppress all my life, coexist with my family? Can I really have it all? Can I thrive and have family love and support? I've been the scapegoat for my family the entire time. I don't know what to do. And I know it's a lot. And like I said, there was a few misspelt words and stuff like that, but we're not worried about that. I butcher everything all the time, so very normal. Thank you for liking it. I appreciate it. You're asking all valid questions. All the questions that you're asking are pretty valid. These are all trauma responses. And because you guys were apart and away from each other for so long, what happened is that distance, that disconnect between you guys really created that absence. And when you're absent from a person or a thing, it makes the heart go fond. So you start to crave the happy times, the good times, and then you really forget about all the hurt, all the pain that this person has caused you. And you just want to forgive them, because the small encounter is not a full experience. The small encounter is just a snippet. And that's what you want to use, is a little snippet to overlook the entire relationship that you have with your narcissistic parent. And unfortunately, You cannot change them. So it's better when you know that you have narcissistic parents and you accept them for who they are. So, just to kind of help you to understand some of the questions, because you ask a lot of questions, and I know we all have burning answers to your question. Can they coexist at the same time? Can the reality and the truth of it all coexist at the same? I'm so used to looking in this camera. It's unbelievable that I'm doing this on my phone and I'm still like looking at the camera. This is unbelievable. All the questions that you're asking are legitimate question. None of them is out of place. None of them seems unreasonable. You're asking very good, valid question. And I just wanted to see if I can help you to gain some clarity, because the abuse is real. Let's just even start there. The abuse is real. This really happened. Do not undermine that. Do not dismiss your feelings or think that you're overreacting, you're dramatic, and you're overprocessing things. Absolutely not. You know what you experience, and that is real. Do not deny your feelings. Do not deny your reality, okay? The more you deny your reality is the more you're going to live in trauma and you're going to continue this hurt. So in order for you to help move along and accept your parents and love them for who they are, it's hard for you to love them in a way that you want to, because you want to love them for who you want them to be. And that's going to give you disappointment all the time, because you're setting up yourself for failure. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. So if you love them for who they are and not who you want them to be, you'll accept your parents and you'll understand how to deal with them. You'll learn more about their narcissistic traits as you continue to heal, and you'll realize that these narcissistic behaviors that you're experiencing with them is a family generational thing that keeps getting renewed. So because you're hurting from this, you're thinking about sabotaging yourself and compromising yourself in order to be able to please your family while hurting yourself at the same time. So let's see if we can comb through this together. I did take a few notes. So you might see me looking from time to time on my notes that I took down, because you asked a lot of questions and I want to see how I can help you to break this down. But just to do an overall and let you know that all these questions that you're asking is very valid, okay? That's the first thing I want you to know, that your questions are valid. And for those of you who were not here earlier, I don't know. I think can I add a screen to this thing? I've never done it where, I've never used this, to be honest with you. Wait, oh, I turned my camera off. Ooh. Oh, that's not what I want to do. See, that's the thing. No, let me stop. Let me stop messing around with stuff, okay? I'm sorry. Let me stop messing around with stuff. So let's just take a look at why things feel so different. So because 4 months ago when you left your parents, your narcissistic parents, as you mentioned, now that you ran into them yesterday, it feels different. So without even looking at my notes, just off memory, right? It's going to feel different because you were away from them and you're starting to see their narcissistic behavior. You're starting to see their narcissistic traits. So it looks different as you see them. Because while you're away, you're healing and you're starting to grow and you're developing and uncovering other parts for yourself. So while you continue to see these things about yourself and develop you and you're understanding the abuse that took place from your parents, you're starting to accept it while you're away from them, and you're actually retraining your brain to acknowledge the abuse and to move on. So that's what you were dealing with, is being in that training stage of acceptance. So now when you see them, it's like, yeah, I see you, but I also love you. And all these emotions are coming together all at the same time when you're dealing with them, right? So because you had that time and distance in between, you have started to heal. So now that immediate abuse that you were dealing with them, you don't see it right away when you see them, because you had started your healing journey already. You started the healing process. So when you see them, there's no abuse happening and you were already in the process of recovery. So immediately you won't see the abuse. You just see the excitement because of that distance between each other. You forget all about the abuse and you want to just wipe the slate clean, okay? That's it. It's like, wait, was there any abuse? Because this moment right now feels really good. And if they could show me this and give me this feeling, I'll be good. If they could just do this, and now you're left hopeful. And that's why I said you want to love them for who they are, not who you want them to be, because you're going to get disappointed and you're setting yourself up for expectations and you're going to be let down. Okay. Just wanted to kind of touch on that before jumping right into my notes. All right. So I wrote it down here. It says that the brain naturally wants to remember the good times. Okay. And minimize the bad. This is a trauma response and it's called trauma bonding. Okay. You're just excited in the moment. And because of that absence away from the person, all you see right now is really the good. That's all you're seeing right now is the good that you're experiencing from them. And you just want to forget about the bad. Like, what bad? Did anything happen? So all these questions that you're asking, it's because you're bonded to the trauma. So you're dealing with it from that perspective. And that's why I said tonight, with all the love, with all the support, with all the care, I really wanted to commit tonight's video because you took the time to write a humongous paragraph. And I can see where there's a lot of emotion, a lot of mixed feelings. Like you said, you were happy, you were confused, you were emotional. All these things was taking place all at the same time. So I don't want to ignore such a comment because you took the time to write it. And I wanted to really just take the time to acknowledge it. And I figured, why not give you tonight's show, right? When apart, narcissistic parents often feel a loss of control and have behaved differently to pull you back. Hey, Alicia, you could speak to this, sis. We know what this is like, okay? And it's with any narcissist, whether it's a narcissistic parent or a narcissistic partner. When a narcissist sees that they have lost control over you because you have left, they now have to do something different. So they're going to change their behaviors. They're going to do things a little bit different. They're going to seem like they have changed. They're going to seem very hopeful. And now you're seeing that, oh, wow, they really have made these changes. So your absence caused them to make these changes. They're not doing these changes because they genuinely want to change. No, they want to give you that false sense of hope so that you will return back and forget about all the pain, all the hurt that they have caused you, because now they're showing you the good. So now you're thinking to yourself, I'm unreasonable if I don't forgive them. Like, I would be a bad person if I don't forgive them, because look at what they're doing. They're doing good right now. So your immediate response to this trauma is just to say, let me just give them another chance. Maybe it's not so bad. Like, I feel so bad abandoning them. I feel so bad leaving them. Like, how could I do such a thing? And now you start to shift the blame onto yourself, because for once in your life, you stood up for yourself. And now they're playing that game to get you lured back in. So whether it's a narcissistic parent or a partner, this is what they normally do. So once there's some absence going on for a period of time, they'll do this to get you to come back into the relationship. They'll make some fake efforts of change and small attempts as if they have changed in order to get you back in. This is all a part of the bait tactic. It's a hook and sink. Okay, so they're going to reel you back in, but they got to give you an impression that something has changed. Spot on. Okay. Let me see what else I wrote. Yes, they're going to do all of these things to get you hooked in and get you lured back in. It's going to appear, it's going to look like they have changed, but listen, they did not change, okay? I know you want to hear something different, and I know you want better news than that, but the reality is, and the key point is, they did not change. Keep that in mind, okay? Nothing changed. The control changed because they didn't have control over you, and you left. So of course they're upset about not controlling you, not having that level of control over you. So now they're going to say, okay, I have to fall back. I have to take a moment back in order to regain control. And a narcissist is very good at regaining control because they had control before. So whenever they have lost control over you, they're going to recalculate things. Like that's I know that's where this stemmed from, is the fact that they're now going to be calculated. They're now going to be more strategic on how they're going to take you down. And that's what's happening right here, is that you're forgetting about all the bad times, you know. Just yeah, just one of those things. And it's unfortunate that sometimes I do have clients like this, that they go back to the narcissist and they're like, well, they have changed this time and things feel different this time. And the hugs, just the same thing, mental wellness that you were experiencing, right? The hugs feel good, the excitement. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in a long time. You look so good. And all those emotions and all the great times that you've had with this narcissist, it's now coming back. So you feel the mommy love that you always wanted, right? Your daddy's love and affection that you've always wanted is finally starting to feel real, because you're looking at it like, they finally appreciate me. They're finally accepting me. Like, they really miss me. They miss controlling you, okay? They miss controlling you. Start to understand the difference, all right? The cycle of abuse is the pain, the love, and the confusion. The things that you mentioned in your letter, because I have your letter up on this screen and my notes on the other screen over here. So I'm between both of them and just, try to help make sure because when I saw this, my heart went out to you. Like, I've been there. I know what this is like, and coming out of it and being in it, and that push pull, because when you go no contact, it is so important to remain no contact. It's when you start to connect back with them and start to gather information and start to be in that situation still, you're still gathering information. You're still in the know of things. And that is contact. That's all the contact the narcissist want from you, the narcissist's parent. So now that you have made contact with the narcissist's parents and you see them, or you saw them rather, that's going to put a bug in your ear to want to come home. That's going to put a bug in your ear because you're asking all the question of a trauma bonding. Those are all trauma bonded questions, because I get them all the time. Sometimes my clients would ask me at times like, don't you think they could change? Like, why can't they change? Like, just like, be optimistic. And it's like almost pressuring me to tell them what they want to hear, but I can't do that. Unfortunately, my role here is not to tell you what you want to hear. It's to give you the facts, present you with the facts, present you with the details, and let you make the decision from there. It's not up to me to make the decision. So I always have to remember that and keep that in mind. All right. Hey, Fawzia, listen, and Latonia. Hey, Latonia. Welcome in. I think you had made a comment earlier, but I was in the middle of yapping away. I'm sorry about that, my love. Hey, I'm aware also. Oh, welcome in, my love. Welcome in. Just wanted to acknowledge you. Hey, Ryan, welcome in. Nice to see you. And my girl Fawzia's in the house. Welcome. So grateful to see you. Y'all, I'm here enjoying some, coconut water. And just enjoying staying hydrated, right? Let's go into the cycle of, abuse, love, and confusion. Because if you think about all these things that's going on, right? So you get a little bit of love, you get some abuse, and then you get confused because you're wondering, like, how could somebody love me and hurt me at the same time? But that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to create that level of confusion, so you left coming back for more, because now you want answers for these abuse, right? You want answers, and you find yourself going back to the abuser to get answers. And it just doesn't make sense. So when you go back to your abuser to get answers, they're manipulating you at that time, because now they're going to rationalize and justify their abuse. They're going to let you know that you're the reason that they're abusing you. You're the reason that they're doing these things to you. So now it feels justified because they've explained these things to you. So now it's like, okay, you got the answer that you're looking for. And in reality, no, you didn't do anything for somebody. Like, abuse is not okay. It's not okay. It's never okay. So there's no explanation for someone to intentionally hurt you, intentionally take advantage of you. There's no excuse for that, okay? So don't explain to me and tell me that I'm the reason that you hurt me. None of that makes sense, all right? But let's go into this. Narcissistic family operates in cycle, idealizing, devaluing, discard, and hoovering. The same process that we talk about. Y'all know this. This is the same narcissistic cycle that we talk about in romantic relationship. And it's no different that you see here in family dynamics. So the family is going to love bombing, but that's the cycle of it, where they give you these praise and they identify you and, oh, you're doing such a good job and you're the ideal image right now. So you feel you feel gratitude, you feel grateful, and they're praising you at this time. But then they have to chop that down. You know, they're going to devalue you, break it down, and then they're going to start the hoovering process to get you right back in line. After they done devalue, discard you, dismiss you, then they get you right back. I'm telling you, y'all, the cycle is just the cycle, okay? They don't change. And you'll know what's happening now. You'll know if you're in the hoovering stage, the love bombing stage, the devalue stage, or the idealization stage. That's just like the love bombing stage. But with the family, it's not love bombing. It's when they make you an idol, you know, and praise you, kind of thing. So you feel so special. They have to make you feel so smarter than the rest. Like you're doing better than everybody else. So they have their way of doing stuff like that. But listen, learn these things. That's why I want you guys to continue to watch these videos, continue to pay attention to what we're talking about, gather the information. Hey, Donnie, I found you again just scrolling through shorts. That is so cool. The reality check is that if the abuse was real before, they suddenly don't just change, okay? And the abuse is real now. And that's harder to process when you have stayed away from a person for a period of time. It's really harder to process, like, you really second guess yourself. So I love the fact that you wrote this comment here, because it's so realistic to the fact that you know that you have a relationship with your family member, your parents. Let's say what it is, right? And you love them dearly. But coming in this position and second guessing yourself, asking yourself if this is dramatic, if the abuse that you experience is not real, that's a hurtful position. That's a hurtful place to be in. And, you know, I applaud you for even having the guts to write this comment and to deliver the message the way you did. Like, I really applaud you for talking about this, that you're experiencing it and you feel guilty basically for choosing yourself and to stand up for yourself. You feel really guilty. And I understand that completely. I empathize with that very much. And I know you want to, have your family, but stand in your truth at the same time and stand on that. So you're asking, the valid question is, can they coexist? Okay. I'm going to help you through the coexistence of how you could be able to, handle the family dynamics of being a narcissist, and also, exist as your own individual and have your own identity. Okay. I'm going to make sure I answer that. So stay tuned in the video. We're going to get into that. I just don't want to jump too fast about stuff. So I know what's happening right now with you is that you're having this deep desire to be loved and to feel loved by your parents. So that's normal. Like, you shouldn't have to be craving love. You shouldn't have to be craving affection. You shouldn't have to be craving your parents to want to take care of you and to love you and to be there for you. It doesn't matter your age. Like, these are things as they were your primary caregiver. And that's the reason that having the love from your primary caregiver is so important, because that's what's going to shape you when you start going into your adult ages and stuff like that. When your caregiver, your primary source of love and, the first affection that comes from them, when they're withholding that love and affection from you, it's a form of control. So it's only when they reward you and compliment you and do stuff, that's when you feel love. So that's how they feed you with the level of affection that they feel that you're deserving at that time. So it's like a reward you get for the good behavior, and you get a little bit of reward and a little bit of taste here and there. That's unreasonable. That's unhealthy. And that's what creates that trauma bond. And that's what creates that control. So if you're sitting there wondering, like, why do you feel this type of way? Narcissistic parents and narcissistic partners have a way of controlling you by withholding that love and affection that they're supposed to be giving you regardless, like just naturally. Hey, isn't she lovely? Hey, sis. As you can see, I'm not even on my computer, okay? I'm still in the studio, but not on my computer, girl. I don't know what's going on. Didn't want to figure it out tonight. You know what happened last week. Was not in the mood for it tonight, okay? We're not in the mood. Not tonight. Not tonight, okay? But I know what's been going on, okay? It's a spiritual battle. It's a spiritual battle. And we're going to overcome it, okay? This is a spiritual battle. So when you know, okay? You can't be defeated and you can't be stopped. When you know, and you just show up, okay? Keep showing up. You know, I already know y'all was going to be here, so ain't no reason for me to not show up on the Saturday night, especially after these narcs was out here narking with the new supply or getting other supplies and dumping you off for Valentine's Day, because they know what they're doing. If they had ghosted you before leading up to Valentine's Day, oh, you know they're going to hoover you back in. Oh, you know they're going to get you hooked back in around this time, because that's the reality of it, okay? But I don't want to swing ship, because we're talking about the narcissistic parent and how they, when they return, when they show you love and affection because you guys have been distanced for a period of time. So now that you're interacting with them again, it's really uncomfortable, but exciting, but confusing, like all these mixed emotions you're going through all at the same time. So I definitely want us to kind of go in. So just a refresher of what our topic is or what we're discussing tonight. I got a question that came in, a comment really from the video that we did last week about the return of the narcissist. One of our fellow family members, went out and interacted with their parents, and they had to run away, leave them for about 4 months because they needed that level of freedom. So they wrote in a nice essay explaining and talking about all their emotions and stuff like that. So I figured, as family members, one of our family members needs some attention, some questions answered, and y'all know already, this is what I do. So I have no problem devoting tonight's video to answering these questions, because it was quite a bit of questions. I was stumbling on my words in the beginning, like counting the words, because the computer's all the way over there and I'm like squinting to see. Okay, we gonna get this together, y'all. We gonna get this. So some of my notes, it says, every child, no matter their age, wants love, validation, and approval from their parents. This is a natural human longing. Like, that's exactly what it is. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not asking for something out the ordinary or something, abnormal. This is natural. Want to be loved, want to be appreciated. So it's like you're begging your parents to love you, to acknowledge you, and to be there for you. Like, you shouldn't have to ask for these things. This should be second nature. But a lot of times parents, not because they gave birth to you, don't mean they know how to love you and how to be a parent, how to be a mom or how to be a dad. And those are just some of the families that we got into. But that's when we go out seeking partners and we get with narcissistic relationship. And now the narcissist, we're looking for them to parent us. So a lot of time you find a lot of broken men who were with narcissistic parents. You'll realize that those men have a lot of feminine energy. They're very feminine. So you realize that the moment you got with them, you guys bonded really quickly. Yes, it's a part of the trauma bonding, but you're also bonding with them because as ladies, and you got with a feminine man, his energy that you're getting from him seems like you're talking with one of your girlfriends. So it's super cool. But the only thing is that they're love bombing you, and they're trying to mask their feminine energy, because after the mask falls off, that's when you start to see them arguing with you constantly, picking arguments, picking fight, bickering and cussing about every little thing and making a problem about every single little thing. And their attitude is more receiving, that they'll rather stay home and you go out and work, and they complain about every little thing and they're never satisfied. I'm not saying that women do all these things, but think about it. These are girlfriend vibes. And a lot of times when you're talking to broken men that have narcissistic mothers, this is what happened with these broken men. They gravitate to your feminine energy. And by the time you know, you're looking for a partner, but you're with your girlfriend. And it's just like, wait, what? It creates a bit of a confusion, okay? Vice versa. So when you're in relationships, you see these things start to show up at a later time in the relationship. They don't always happen right away. So like I said, naturally as parents, you're supposed to be loving your children. But because, like I said, the narcissistic mothers and fathers do not provide these level of love for their children, which these things are natural, and you find them showing up in relationships at a later time. You'll find these type of energies arguing and fussing with each other later on in the relationship. You get the love bombing and you see them as a man because you're looking at their physical image and you see this man standing in front of you as a man, but you're not able to identify his femininity. But later on, it meets you at the back end of the relationship where you finally got yourself bumping heads and he's picking the arguments and you're wondering, like, what kind of a man does this? You're not really dealing with the man. You're dealing with the spirit that's attached to the man. And he's carrying that type of broken spirit because he didn't get that love and nurturing from his mother. So when I see you wrote this comment, I know how deep this wound goes. It goes all the way back to childhood. It goes all the way back to not feeling loved, not feeling appreciated, not feeling validated by your parents at home. So if you're not getting this type of love and affection from the people that's supposed to be loving you first, and you're supposed to have your first dance, your first stuff with your dad, and all of this first trust, love, and affection, then when you go out into society, who's going to be out there to give it to you if you don't get it at home? So when you go out with somebody pretending to be that love person for you, they're going to hurt you. When you go out looking for a partner to be that partner to support you, love you, they're going to hurt you because they see that you're hungry for this love. And you have trauma there and the brokenness. So they bond with you because they're also broken. The only thing is that they're not comfortable being vulnerable. You want to heal. So you're comfortable accepting your flaws and the changes and stuff like that. But as for a narcissist, like, they don't accept these things. So you realize that two broken people are together and you guys got together on the false pretense because you're broken as well too, you know? And with them, their level of broken. So it's like you guys came together with hopes of being that fake thing together, but both of you guys need to do work together to get it together and get it together independent of each other. So it's the same thing in a parent relationship, is that even though you're an adult now, you still have that little girl inside of you or the little boy inside of you that is still crying out for mommy's approval, that is still crying out for mommy's love, that is still hoping that daddy would acknowledge you one day. You're still craving and desiring this very thing. And that's a hurtful place to be in. So I understand it way too well. And it's going to take time to identify it, recognize it, and start to heal from it. Right? Am I making a mess here by pulling on this cord? My bad. Did I just, okay. I think I fixed it. My bad, y'all. Fazia said that's how she felt growing up. Yeah, like you're hungry for the love. You're hungry for the affection. You want the attention. You want this, you want that so bad, but you're not getting, and you just feel like you need to get their approval for stuff. So you'll find a lot of times now when you see relationships going on, right? You'll understand why, okay, let's use, for example, men. You'll start to understand why men keep going back to broken women. And you'll also know why women keep going back to broken men, right? So the woman, they go back to the narcissistic men, and the opposite, the men goes back to the narcissistic lover. The reason that these things happen is because the narcissist gives reward for good behavior, right? So, and I know, but we have to just dissect it piece by piece and break it down. Think about how much a narcissistic man keeps making you earn their love, right? You have to work hard for it. You have to prove yourself to them. You have to overextend yourself. You have to shower them with so much. You pour so much into them. You nurture them. You love them. You baby them. You do so much for them, and it's still not good enough. Why you think that is? The narcissistic man gives you a treat, breadcrumbs. There you go. There you go. You get rewarded for those little efforts. And then they shift the goalposts, and then you got another challenge. So it gives you drive. It gives you purpose. Every time they move the goalposts, you feel so empowered to want to accomplish this, to meet their needs, to meet their demands. That's control. That's control. And that's what's happening to you during this time. So you'll find that when a woman leaves a narcissistic relationship, she'll go back to the narcissist because there's reward there. She'll go back because she gets gratification. She gets a new obstacle to accomplish. She gets a new hurdle, and now she feels validated. She feels rewarded, even though it's burning her out. She's losing everything and it's draining. She feels validated by going back into the relationship with the narcissist. The same thing for a broken man is that he'll keep going back to the narcissistic woman, and he'll go to the narcissist. And even though she abuses him, even though she treats him poorly and make him feel less than a man, it gives him so much pleasure to keep wanting to please her, because the role of a man is to please a woman. He finds so much pleasure pleasing her, and she'll say, this is not good enough. You're not doing something right. Like, what are you doing? Like, this sucks. And he finds drive in going after it and doing a little bit more. So you find a lot of time that men keeps going back to these toxic, unhealthy relationship. The woman is belittling them. They're talking down to them. They're treating them poorly, but they cannot help the fact that this is what they're accustomed to. This is an addiction. This is a trauma response, and this is what they're doing. So they're seeking that validation. They need their partner to approve of their behavior. So a lot of times, and I have a specialist that really understands the children stuff, and I wish if she was here with me to take on this topic, because this is her niche of things. Like, she's really good at recognizing these things about the relationship with the parent and the child and how that gratification. So when you come in with a healthy energy, like that healthy feminine energy, that type of man who has that broken feminine energy from the mommy wound is going to gravitate, because they want what you have, because you're giving them positive affirmation, positive reinforcement, and you're speaking life into them, and they love that, so they gravitate to it. The only thing is that it's also exposing their trauma, because now you're exposing them. They're now vulnerable and they feel uncomfortable. I know it's a lot to break down. I know it's a lot to process. I know it's so much, but it's that trauma bonding for control. And if you read in the comment section, you could see that the family here, like, we've been there, we've gone through this experience, and we know what this looks like. And we're gathered to have these discussions, to share these videos out, to put the information out, so you're not lost and you don't know where you can turn to get some answers, okay? That's what we do here. Join us live every Tuesday and Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Life Beyond Narcissism. You would not regret that you stopped in and took advantage of the information on this channel. Of course, they punish. Oh, Alicia, they punish bad behavior. You best believe it, because here's the bad behavior. When you start giving them accountability, that's bad. How dare you hold them responsible or accountable for their behavior? How dare you? So that on itself is punishment. So you get punishment for the bad behavior, okay? And the bad behavior is by you holding them to account, their accountability, okay? They don't like that. So how dare you? Who do you think you are, having them take accountability for their actions? Oh, you're going to pay for this. You're going to get punished for this. That's their attitude towards it. So yes, you are 100%. Yes, Silent treatment, that's a form of punishment. Gray rock, that's a form of punishment, okay? That's exactly what they do to punish you, okay? Yeah. For you standing up for yourself, holding them accountable, oh, yeah, they tune you out, don't want to talk to you, and they withhold smecks from you, okay? They withhold love, they withhold affection. These are all punishment for bad behavior because you were bad because you hold them accountable. You were bad because you spoke up for yourself, okay? You were bad. But when you sit down and become that emotional punching bag, oh, that's good behavior. Good job. You did well. So and that's the thing when you find a lot of these broken men, they talk with the narcissistic partner and they feel so appreciated when they do something good and that praise, when they're love bombing you and they give you all this praise, that's only for a short period of time. That's short-lived because they're going to rip that from underneath you and punish you because now you want more from them. And it's like, how dare you? You're too greedy. You're doing too much. Like, chill, calm down. You're going to be punished for anything else. And the same goes for ladies that keeps going back to these narcissistic men because it's only for a feeling. You're just going back for that feel-good feeling. You're going back because you want that masculine affection, but you don't realize that the reason that you can't get that masculine energy, and here's a kicker. You're looking for the narcissist to give you a type of love and affection in a way where it's like that you don't have to tell them what to do. That's what you're looking for from this narcissistic man, right? You don't have to tell them what to do. They know when it hurts. They know how to assert themselves. They know when to be there and to show up for you. They know how to go out and provide and protect and cover you. They know how to protect you emotionally, mentally, financially, and socially. They know how to embrace your warmth. These are simple things that you're asking for. But you're asking for those things from the feminine part of things, okay? So he's not operating in his manhood or his masculinity to be able to take on the role and responsibility of a man because he never had that role model. He never had that figure. He never had that in the household because he already was dealing with narcissistic parents in the household. So yes, it's a part of narcissistic cycle. Yes, it's a part of the narcissistic family that multiple people in the family, you see these kind of behavior keep repeating themselves. So when you want to leave, and when you pull away, you're trying to break the cycle. But mommy and daddy sees that you're trying to break the cycle, or the romantic partner sees that you're trying to break the cycle, and they cannot afford for you to stop this thing because they want to keep this cycle going. They need to renew this contract and have it going repeatedly. So how dare you wake up? How dare you see what's going on and try to break the contract? Oh no, they're going to pretend that they've changed. They're going to put on a show because that's how they gain back control and get you hooked back in. So don't confuse the two, okay? That they're abusive and your reality is you want to be free from it, okay? Hey, Danielle. Hey, Daniel, great time to say hello. Jump into the comment section and see what you guys got going on. So it says here, so sad. Unfortunately, my whole life, I think I have been in a toxic, unhealthy relationship. I'm really sorry to hear that, Latonia. Sorry. I am so sorry to hear that, Latonia. I really do empathize with you. Danielle, ain't no such thing as late, young lady. Ma'am, you're right on time, okay? We love you. We welcome you. You're more than welcome. We always love seeing you. You are fine. I know you must be like, oh, the show is on. I gotta go. I gotta go log in. I gotta go see what's going on. You're fine. Thank you for hitting the like button. I could tell that the moment you came and you're like right away. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know. Latonia, I really empathize with you for what you're experiencing and what you're going through. I really, really do. I really do empathize with you, and that's why I have these conversations here. And I learned a valuable lesson, this couple of weeks that I really have to stay focused on coaching. I have to really keep it focused. I'm very open to you guys reaching out to me. Anyone, if you know, that needs coaching sessions, I'm comfortable. I'll prefer to do a free 30-minute consultation and let you know that if you want future, you could pay for those in the future. I'll prefer to do a 30-minute free consultation as opposed to doing just giving out my number and doing it for free, because I don't want to blur the lines, of healing, and I don't want to blur the lines of recovery and stuff like that. So I have to still maintain the healthiness of our bonding and what we do and how we communicate with each other. I just want to still maintain that healthiness. So we're really talking about the deep desire to be loved from the parents, love from your own parents. That's where we went into right now, where we talk about the reward, and that's why you see that men who had narcissistic mothers never got the approval, never got the validation. So that's the reason that they go out to the narcissist and they keep going back to them to get that validation, to get that approval. And they know that they'll never be good enough for the narcissist, but it's worth the try, it's worth the effort, it's worth the time. And it gives them something to be excited about. They know it's not good for them. Like you said, your parents abuse you, but it's so hard to not, you want to be in denial. You're left in a state of confusion and you're dealing with all these emotions. And I'm telling you, all these emotions are valid. Okay. Do not. And this is the thing when the narcissist wins. The narcissist wins when you hurt yourself. Okay. When you hurt yourself, the narcissist win. Losing weight is good, okay? Do it in a healthy way. But that's the physical, okay? That's the physical. If you're going to go to the gym, make sure you bring your mind with you, okay? And mentally lock yourself into this thing and start thinking about where you see yourself. So if you're going to do this, get into it mentally, okay? And start focusing on where your mind is, where your headspace is, and start to make progression. Slow progress, one at a time, so you can start healing and taking care of yourself, okay? Stay focused. Because all the narcissist wants you to do is to just crave them and desire them and to let go of all the goals, all the things that you were trying to accomplish before. They want to see to it that you don't do these things because they're there as a distraction. They're really there to steer you off course. So now that you're out of this home with your narcissistic parents, what's happening is that they're showing you some signs of hope, some signs of affection, and wanting to seem like they have changed, because the goal is to get you back home so that they can regain control over you. And this time, they know that they let up easy on you the last time, so they got to go stronger. So is it possible to really have your parents, the love and affection, or understand your parents, and to also gain your sanity, your freedom, your independence? Absolutely, you're able to do both, okay? Narcissist parents use this against you because they know that you crave the love. And the same thing for a narcissistic lover, okay? They know that you crave the love. They know that you crave the attention. So they use this against you in order to control you, because they know that you're begging, you're yearning, you're desiring for it, right? Wanting love from them does not mean that you have to accept the abuse, okay? You want love from them. That doesn't mean that, oh, here's a negotiation. I'm going to give you love, but you got to take this abuse. It doesn't work like that, okay? That's unhealthy. That's unreasonable. That doesn't make sense. But in order for them to control you and to feel as if that you can't do no better than them, you can't go nowhere better than them, okay? They're the best that you ever have and you're going to have, and they're in control of this situation. That's all. As you can see, that's unhealthy. There's nothing about that screams healthiness. There's nothing about that seems reasonable at all, if you think about it. But it's to gain control over you in order to be able to hurt you, okay? Let me see. You deserve love, but not at the cost of your well-being, okay? You do deserve love, but not to sacrifice yourself. Like it's not worth it. Like it's really not worth it. And that this is something that I have conversation with my daughters all the time. And I tell them, I said, listen, you do not need nobody to validate your feelings, okay? You do not need nobody to tell you that you're loved. I need you to get in the mirror every morning and remind yourself of who you are in case you forgot. Okay, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I'm loved, I'm more than enough. I am enough. And remind yourself of these things. I'm intelligent, I'm brilliant, I understand who I am, and I put me first. When you start to say these things and speak these positive things over your life, you will eventually push away negative things, because these negative things are not going to align with you or your purpose. And you'll understand how to push these things away from you because they no longer serve a purpose in your life. So I'm saying this to you because I know that you're capable of doing it. I know that you can do these things, but having that level of narcissistic parents, that's all they want to do is for control. So they're giving you little breadcrumbs. They're giving you a little bit of affection in order just to gain control and to pull you back in. Okay? And you're asking yourself right now, like, is reconciliation possible? Is it possible to reconcile? Like, this is the question I get asked all the time. Don't you think they could change? Don't you think they have recovered from what they're going through? Like, can we reconcile things? Can we mend things and put things back together? And I get these questions all the time because the empathetic person, the empath, is asking me these questions. And they're asking me these questions because they're seeking validation. They're still seeking validation, and they're looking for me to give them the approval to reconcile. That's not my place. Unfortunately, that is not my place to tell you that you need to reconcile. I can only provide you with the information that is necessary so you understand who you're dealing with, so that you can find yourself, heal yourself, and you decide how you want to interact with this person, how you want to love them. I cannot tell you what to do, because then that means I'm going to be running your life for you, and I'm going to be the one who dictate what it is that you do. Think about it. That's giving me control over your life, and that's not healthy either. And I do not want to take on that responsibility. I want to empower you to become your greatest self. You have to be in control of your own life. You have to take back control of your life. You have to take back your power. So reconciliation is possible, but is it really possible? Is it really possible? Let me jump into my notes, right? It's okay to explore reconciliation, but guess what's going to be your main factor in this? Boundaries. That's it. Boundaries. Set clear and healthy boundaries. And boundaries are not put in place for the other person. Boundaries are put in place for you. Because boundaries is like, okay, this is your territory, this is the gate, this is the barrier, okay? I don't want to go outside of this. Going outside of this is going to make me uncomfortable. This is my protection around me. So maybe it might be as simple as, your boundary might be, you know what? I don't want to receive any phone calls after 9 o'clock. So you let everybody know. And I'm just giving you an example of a simple boundaries. Like after 9 o'clock, I'm not taking any phone calls. But here's this person that's going to test your boundaries and push up against your boundaries. They call you 9:15, 9:20. Actually 9:45. And you're there thinking like, oh my goodness, they're calling me, like it got to be something wrong and stuff. See, that's what people do when they have so much power and control over you, okay? Because the way how I look at a situation like that, if that's an emergency, I suggest you call 911. Don't call me first, okay? Call 911 because you're in danger, because you need help right now. And there's nothing that I can do for you at this point in time. I can't come to your aid quick enough. 911 can make it to you in time. But for me, I'll call you back tomorrow after 8 o'clock. Okay? After 8 a.m., when I'm up and about, going about my business, I'll return your call at that time. Okay? Simple. Because if you have communicated these things to someone already, but you pick up the phone anyway, you're not enforcing your boundaries. And the people on the other end of your boundaries does not need to uphold the boundaries. The person that's enforcing the boundary, the enforcer, needs to be the one that is upholding the boundaries, not the people on the other side. They don't have to abide by your rules. They do not have to abide by your boundaries, but you're the enforcer. You're responsible for putting these boundaries in place and also seeing them through. Okay. So if you don't want someone to call you, if this is a clear boundary that you're setting with your parents, you don't want them to yell at you, you don't want them to call you out your name, then you let them know. Mom, Dad, I would prefer if you not speak to me in that tone. Okay. Please do not call me out my name. Please do not disrespect me. And please do not embarrass me in front of people. If there's something that you have a problem with, I would prefer if you pulled me to the side and let's talk about it. And they're going to test you because they want to know, are you really serious? Like, who do you think you are? Are you really serious? Like, whatever. So they're going to test you. They're going to test you with these boundaries. So what they're going to do is they're going to maybe at a cookout or something of the sort, wherever it is, or maybe just sitting in the couch in the living room or something, they're probably just going to go ahead and test out this theory to see how serious you really are. So they're going to push against your boundary and they're going to disrespect you or embarrass you in front of people. Enforce your boundaries and you excuse yourself. You know what? Hey guys, seem as if you guys are having a great time here. So I'm going to go ahead and excuse myself and you leave. You can show people better than you can tell them. You can teach people how to treat you, okay? You walk away. You excuse yourself. They're going to call you and you do not answer until you're comfortable to speak to them if you want to at your time. And that's how you train and teach people how to treat you. You enforce your boundaries. Sometimes we don't know, like, how do I start to enforce these boundaries? If you're on the phone and they're yelling and cussing you here, oh, you're stupid and so, and you've already spoke to them, do not speak to them. Oh, you're stupid. Click. I know it's your parents and they have driven fear in you, and fear is a way of control. Okay. So they have to drive fear in you. So you're scared that you're going to lose them. You're scared. They should be scared of losing you too. You're just as valuable. You are just as valuable. Are you kidding me? So think about things from that perspective that puts some value on you, and you're going to teach people how to treat you. Okay. So yes, reconciliation. Listen, like I said, I'm not saying no, and I'm not telling you what to do. Reconciliation is possible. However, set clear and healthy boundaries, okay? It could be as simple as, do not call me out my name. Don't speak to me this way. I'm not okay with it. You let somebody know what your boundaries are. The moment they cross it, excuse yourself. And let them understand that, okay? And it's not to run back to them. If you need 6 months, if you need 3 months, whatever you need, take it. And when they keep calling, don't answer. Take the time for yourself. You said what you said and you meant it, okay? Stand on it. If you don't stand on your boundaries, nobody else will. Think about that. You've been setting boundaries with narcissistic males. Listen, set your boundaries, enforce them, okay? Enforce them. I know that's the hardest things for most people to do. You're set. I love it. Danielle said these new boundaries are helping her very well. Like, I really feel like, you got to teach people how to treat you. That's it. Because it doesn't make sense walking around angry, upset at everyone. No, the only person here that's upset is you, because people are mistreating you and mishandling you because you've been a people pleaser. You've allowed people to push you around, step on you, walk all over you, trample on you, and you never stood up for yourself. The moment you stood up for yourself and left, now they're showing you that they miss you. Let them continue to miss you, okay? Let them continue to miss you because you're worth it, you're valuable, and you mean a lot. So let them miss you and let them do without you. Let them sit in that consequence. And now you understand how to deal with them at a distance because you understand that they take your kindness for weakness. So don't think that it's okay to forgive. People think that forgiveness means that you got to accept that person back into your life. People think that forgiveness means that I have to carry the burdens of you on my back. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is that in my heart, I don't hinder I don't hold no grudges. I don't hinder love and affection. I don't hold these things from you, right? But I have the right to choose if I want you in my space or not. I have the right if I want to be in the same atmosphere with you or not. I have the right if I want to sit here and continue to entertain you in my life, treating me like this. So you have hurt me one too many times, and at this point, I rather not. I rather respect you and love you from a distance. That's my forgiveness for you. I don't hold no hard feelings. I have released you and forgave you because the things that you were doing to me, I'm going to look at it at the fact that, you know what? You lack knowledge. You lack empathy. You lack exposure. You lack experience. And because you lack these things, I'm going to forgive you under the assumption that you were only treating me with the amount of information that you had at the time. You see how generous I am? Do you see how much I forgave you? Do you realize that I'm telling myself, okay, that you've hurt me, but you've hurt me based on the knowledge, information that you had at the time? You see how I'm making excuses for you, and how I'm accepting and I'm apologizing to you, or really saying, you know what, I forgive you because I've come to terms and agreement with myself that it's not worth my time. It's not worth my energy. It's not worth my efforts. Okay. If you respect me, you would treat me as such. This is the stages, guys, where you need to get to, okay? This is where you need to get to, where you understand that your yes means yes, your no means no, and you stand on your boundaries. You stand on your business, okay? You stand on it. And if you don't do it, nobody else is going to. They're going to, okay? That's common for them to label you as cray cray or anything. That's very normal. If you're trying to pull away, trying to do things different, unfortunately, you're going to be labeled, you're going to be tagged, you're going to have a reputation, you're going to think you're better than everybody else. The list goes on, okay? This is nothing new. The list goes on. They're going to tell you you're emotionally unstable, but stand up for yourself. Understand who you get to know you, okay? Get to know Danielle. Get to know Alicia. Get to know Nessa, okay? Get to know, isn't she lovely? Get to know Latonia. Get to know who you are. Get to know Fawzia, Courtney. Like, get to know who you are. Find out who you are. Tap into your trauma. Tap into the hurt and the pain. And why is it happening? Where did this stem from? Why am I like this? Tap into that part of things, and you'll start to get the answers that you need that's going to help you to learn how to enforce these boundaries and how to stand on them too. Okay? So let me see over here. And I have some questions I wanted to say. Basically, I have about 3 questions that when you think about reconciliation, okay, when you think about this that you're going to be doing, I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. The first question is, have they acknowledged their past behavior? So did they take the time to acknowledge the past behavior? Because sometimes we're too quick to hop into things. We're too quick to start recovering things, refixing things, regenerating. Like, we want to reinvent the wheel, and we're so quick to do these things. So have they already acknowledged their past behavior? That's one. The second question is, do they respect my emotional needs and boundaries right now? Have you given that some time to test that theory out to see, have they respected my boundaries now? Do they respect me or anything like that right now? Did they even accept the past? Because you're thinking to yourself that you want to rekindle this thing, but you're looking at it at this face level value that you're seeing in front of you because you guys were gone for a period of time. So now you're looking at it and you're standing there wondering to yourself, like, did they even acknowledge the past things that happened? Because parents think because they're the parents, they're not going to answer to any child, okay? And also, do they respect my emotional needs right now? And do they even respect my boundaries? So those are 2 questions. The last and final questions, am I suppressing myself to maintain this relationship? And that's really the one that always come back to be the reason that you should not rush into anything like this. Because I know for sure when you're dealing with narcissistic parents or narcissistic partners, you are suppressing your feelings in order to maintain the relationship because you do not want to lose them. You were afraid and you were scared that the moment that you took some time away from them, they look so happy. Like they look like they were happy without you. Like it seemed as if that they were doing fine without you even being there. So you're like, maybe I need to go back and state my claim so they can remember me and never forget me. So you're thinking these things. So instead of accepting the truth and acknowledging the truth of all the things that you know are factual, you start to tell yourself that I'm overreacting. Maybe it's not that serious. Like maybe I'm just making a big deal of it. Like, did the abuse even happen? Like, did things really take place? Like, maybe I'm just blowing things out of proportion. That's you suppressing all your feelings. Because you want to save or salvage the relationship. You do not want to lose this. You don't want to let it go. And I understand that completely. And that's why I said, I know where this is going. I know where things are heading when it comes to what we're talking about right now with this. I know where things are headed. Okay. But ask yourself these burning questions because it's important for you to know what's going on here in this, because you've said all of these questions. Remember I said that's why I chose this comment in the comment section to talk about it, because this is what you're doing. All these questions already told me that you were suppressing your feelings, that you were dumbing down your feelings, you were dismissing your feelings, you were discrediting your feelings, and you wanted to act as if nothing happened in order for you to still maintain relationship with your parents. And there's nothing wrong with maintaining a relationship, but you need to let them be. You're now in a position which, if you're able to move out already, you're already in a position of being an adult. So running back for their approval, running back for their love, running back for their validation, you're beyond that stage already. So you need to move on, okay? And accept them for who they are and not who you want them to be. That would help you to understand that you're now an adult, you're responsible for yourself. And the love that you think you're in need of, you already have that love inside of you, okay? You just have to tap into that love and unlock it, okay? Because you're able to feel. You have something that they really want. You're empathetic. You're able to be emotional. You're able to nurture. You're able to be vulnerable with yourself. They don't have that. And that's the very thing that they see that's in you, and they want to actually cripple that. They want to diminish it and not let you bring that to fruition. So think about what you're suppressing, what you're compromising in order to just have a relationship with these narcissistic partners or narcissistic parents. That's what you're doing, because you have what they don't have, okay? That ability to be nurturers, to be carers, to be caregivers, to be loving, to be kind. They don't have that ability to do these things. You have it. And they desire it from you. So they keep you around to mirror you, to mimic you, to get that from you, and then turn around and try to project their hurt, their brokenness onto you, that you're the problem. So because you're so empathetic, because you're so emotional, because you feel, you yearn to be loved, you take those feedback that they're giving and you start to fix yourself and try to repair yourself, because they told you that you're all these things, because they're projecting their hurt and their negativity onto you. And you, because you're such an empathetic person, that you're emotional, you feel, and you're willing to work on yourself and do better, you take that on as feedback and you start to improve yourself. You start to fix these things that they just told you that you're broken in. I don't know if I make any sense, y'all. I don't know if I make any sense at all. Like, yeah, these things blow my mind, okay? The chaos, the madness, the amount of effort, the amount of energy they have to go through to do these things, it blows my mind. And it's all because of jealousy. It's all because of jealousy. They want to be you. But because they know they cannot be you, that jealousy, that envy, they have to control you, to manipulate you, to run game on you, and then laugh at you later on after they didn't embarrass you and shame you and dogged you out to everyone. This is what they do. excuse me, this is exactly what they do. So you got to start, taking care of yourself. Is this cycle being repeated? Are you fully a part of this narcissistic abusive cycle? Ask yourself these burning desire questions. Ask yourself, and then I want you to start healing. You got to start healing. That's really where I specialize in. Like that's my baby, right? I can't tell you how to heal. I could give you pointers. I could give you tips. I could do the coaching stuff. Those are my areas. Like I could definitely do that. I don't have a problem with it. Sometimes they do get raw. They get ugly. They get very emotional because now is that I can't sugarcoat these things for you. I can't lie to you. I can't tell you what you want to hear. I have to give you the facts. And a lot of times when people are not ready to heal, they tend to project their trauma onto their coaches. They tend to project it onto them because they're angry, they're upset at themselves. But our job is really to help you to see those vulnerabilities, to see those ugly parts of you, to see those broken parts of you, so you'll be able to heal them and you'll be able to help yourself. So don't beat yourself up. It's a long process and it takes time to get through this process. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. Okay. Once you start going through the healing process, it does not mean that you forget. Okay. Healing does not mean forget. It's a big difference. That's why I said forgiveness does not mean forget. You don't have to dismiss it and treat it like it didn't happen or it doesn't exist. No, you don't have to do none of these things. It truly exists. You acknowledge it, you accept it, and you start to heal from it and process it and start moving through these things. Forgiveness is for you. It's really not for the other person, okay? You have to forgive them and release them and let them go from all that anger, from all that rage, from all that feeling. You want to let that go. So the forgiveness is really just for you, okay? Forgiveness is for you to be able to reconnect and connect with yourself and just release all of that tension and all of these things that you've been dealing with. That's gonna help you to release a lot of these things from you. When you start to forgive, it's really just to better yourself. It's really to get you in a different state of mind so you can renew your mind. You forgive them, you release them, and you let them go. They're not your responsibility. And that's what sometimes we fail to understand, that we don't have to be in someone's life because we forgive them. You don't have to be actively in the know of what's going on with the person's life. You don't actively have to be a part of that person's success or demise because you forgave them. That's not your place. Like, that has nothing to do with you, what's going on in their life. But if you're selfish, right? If you have selfish needs and you have selfish gains, you want to be active in that person's life and what's going on with them, instead of forgiving them, removing yourself, and allowing them to go through their healing journey and their process on their own. But a lot of times, because we're manipulative as well, because people think that because we're empaths, we're not manipulative. Oh no, baby, we are. We've taken a lot of their identities and we know how to manipulate a situation as well, okay? So we do things wanting reward, wanting gratitude, wanting acknowledgement for the things that we do. But if you do something genuinely, you don't go around talking about it, and you don't look for validation, and you don't look for acknowledgement because it was genuine. But like I said, when you take on a lot of these narcissistic traits from the narcissist, you tend to start mirror them back as well too. And that's called the narcissistic fleas, okay? You get the narcissistic fleas where you start to act like them, operate like them, and you start to repeat things and do things the way they would do. So now you start to say negative things to people in a way that you didn't mean to, but it's just a trauma response, okay? I understand that way too well, and I empathize with people who go through it. And when I see it, I know how to just take a step back and just not say anything and allow them to be that. You call it team chameleon because of the mask, their mask slips. Well, that mask be on the floor. Forget about slip. That mask be on the floor. Somewhere on the floor, that's where the mask is, okay? Yeah, that's where it is. Stop pretending that the abuse didn't happen. That's one thing I'm going to say. Like, stop pretending that the abuse didn't happen. It's okay to grieve your parents, okay? It's okay to grieve them, okay? the abuse did happen. So it's okay to grieve them. And while you're going through this grieving process of grieving, because you have to really grieve the fact that they're not who you want them to be, but accept them for who they are. So while you're grieving the loss of the illusion that you have, and stop being delusional of who you think they are, grieve that part of things, grieve the hurt, forgive them, go through the grieving process. But then you get to another point now where you start to accept things. So you accept the reality of what really took place, what it really was, and accept them for who they are so that you can move on in peace, so that you can heal in peace, so that you can get through life in peace, and you can stop having expectations from people, but you accept them for who they are. Don't go overextending yourself to people. Allow people to want you, okay? Don't overextend yourself to nobody. Ain't nobody worth it. None but you. You're worth every moment of it. Don't let people take advantage of you, because people have their own agenda and their own thought process on what they're doing. Don't let people just come into your life and try to take from you. No, okay? Set some limits, set some boundaries, and stand on that. That's, like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. But accept the reality. Like, stop filling in the blanks, okay? And once you have gone through all of these process and you have done all of this work, like, you want to forgive yourself, free yourself, go free now. Like, you've done everything that you could possibly do. Free yourself. Free yourself. That's the one thing I can say, is for you to go ahead. I don't know what's up, y'all. My eyes is itching me. Go ahead and free yourself, okay? Free yourself. The small little, push pull, and this is a temporary feeling. So don't let this temporary feeling that you're feeling pull you back in. Don't let this temporary feeling, because like you said, just to kind of recap, everything that we spoke about, just kind of recap it, is that the emotions that you felt, because like you said, you went away from your parents for about 4 months because of all the things that you went through. And you saw dedicated this entire video to your response, right? So you went through that. You saw them, all the emotions and everything, the newness, the excitement came back when you saw them. So being away from someone for about 4 months, 3 months, even 2 months for that, it creates a yearning, a longing, desire, a burning, and you just miss that person out. Because when you're away, you are building on the negative, right? The negative things that happen, you are building, you are gaining strength from it. You are actually validating the reason that you left, right? You were justifying it. You were trying to believe it. You were standing on it the whole time you left, those 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is. You're standing on the reason that you left, and you're actually building and pumping up yourself to believe that you really should have left. But when you saw them, all those hurt that was building you up to better yourself went out the window. All those work that you have done went out the window, because when they saw you, it was all smiles, it was all hugs. How are you doing? Haven't seen you in a long time. I miss you. All these emotions are running on high when you guys see each other, and you're excited about this, and you want to move forward. You're wondering, like, what am I so fussy about? Like, why am I complaining? Maybe everything is bad. But this is a temporary feeling that you're getting. And because you're getting this temporary feeling from the narcissist, they can see that this is exactly what you've been missing the entire time. Their validation, their love, their affection. They can see that you still crave it, of course, right? And you still desire it, and you don't have boundaries in place. They can see that you have not stood up for yourself. You have not healed from the pain. You're still hungry. You're still that hungry little girl or that hungry little boy for affection. And they know that they don't need to come on too strong, because that's going to push you away. But maybe little phone calls here and there, and just rekindle the excitement and rekindle. See, a narcissist is very good at what they are doing. They know they need to play their cards right, because the whole point is just to gain control. So they're comfortable taking their time and, running game on you, to say the least. And they'll take their time. They're very comfortable doing so because the ultimate goal is that to get you to cave and break and come back. So, and it's like, I told you so. I told you back. Those nasty, snotty things, those will follow later on. But if you know anything about a narcissist, they do not do nothing for nothing. They do everything for something. There's something coming on later on, okay? You're going to have to pay for that. For them putting in all this effort and trying to impress you and trying to get you to come back, you're going to pay for it. The punishment is going to be real. It's going to be worse than before. It's going to be nastier than before. Y'all, you know I'm coming up to the end of the show. I'm hoping this helped you. I'm hoping that you found some answers. You got some answers to your comments. I wanted to acknowledge that mental wellness. I'm beyond grateful that you took the opportunity to write a comment on my channel. We're a family here. So if you have a concern and you're not sure about something, I am so glad you took the opportunity to do this because as you can see, like I told you guys, write the questions down. If you have questions, write them. I'll do a whole show for you. I'll, try to help you get your answers. I'll walk, as you can see, what I did for her, right? It's like I walk through the whole step by step from start to finish, break down each part, tell you what to do, how to heal, how to process your emotions, how to go through the whole process. This was like a whole coaching session, and we all just basically benefit from it. So I'm beyond grateful that you're here. You're in spirit. I'll take that in spirit. You will never find happiness in the that part. And this is why sometimes isn't she lovely? This is why sometimes my clients get mad with me. They get upset with me. Sometimes, not all of them, only the ones that have gone back to the narcissist. They get mad at me because in the process of the narcissist hoovering and pulling them back in, I'm trying to tell them, if the narcissist is convincing you and telling you that they have healed, just take my foolish advice. Let them heal in peace. You don't have to run back. Why are you running back? Let them heal. Give them some time to show you that they've really healed. But no, I just had a couple, not a lot of people who has fought me on this. But listen, I let them be. I let them be because a hard head makes a soft asset. Okay? A hard head makes a soft asset. And I sit back and I watch them because I already know you can't heal in the same place that you was hurt. And you're right. That's come on, y'all. That's the same thing. You lost the love in that place. You got damage in that place and you're running back there for healing. I said it earlier before you came in, isn't she lovely? Where I was talking about the fact that you're going to your abuser to gain clarity. You're going to your abuser to gain knowledge. You're going to your abuser to gain understanding of the abuse. Of course, that's the abuser. So if you're going to them to gain answers, you're going back for more abuse because they're going to gaslight you and manipulate you to make you think that you're overreacting. And it's not really abuse, but it's because you misbehave or you did something is the reason that they're doing this to you. Like you caused this on yourself. I don't know. But you are right on the money. You are right on the money. Have any one of you guys have felt like you were drawn back into a toxic family or drawn back into a toxic narcissist? How did you handle that? Like, I have a question. Like, I want to ask a question tonight. Like, how did you guys handle that? Like, I'm curious. Have you ever felt like you've been drawn back into a toxic, narcissistic, unhealthy relationship? And, basically, how did you handle that? Oh, you know that. To no end, okay? Somehow you missed that. Listen, at one point, I was that dummy, okay? Listen, I'm not knocking anybody. Isn't she lovely, okay? I was that dummy one time. One time, I was that dummy. That went back for more like it wasn't enough, okay? It wasn't enough. I went back for more. So they torture you and you want more? Listen, have at it. I ain't mad at you. Go for it. Listen, when people tell me that they're going back to the narcissist and the narcissist has changed and they're giving them a try and they're doing the thing, listen, have at it. Because if I object to it, I'm the problem. If I object to it, I'm the problem. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm always going to be, you was too, so we know. And it's the logical thing to say right now. It's like, how could you go back to torture? You know what they have done to you. You know what this looks like. How are you going back to torture? Make it make sense. But guess what? We don't see it like that. And that's why you cannot get through to a person who still have eyes for the narcissist. You cannot get through to a person who is still deeply in love with the narcissist, because everything that you're saying to them about this narcissist is that you're objecting and you're envious of their relationship and you don't want to see them happy. That's exactly how it's going to come off. You do not want to see them happy. You're envious and you're jealous of their relationship. And maybe you want them or something of that sort if it's the opposite sex or, whatever it is. Unfortunately, that's how it comes off. So it doesn't make sense. So for me, whenever someone, and this is a disclaimer, y'all. If you ever want to book me for a coaching session, let me tell you right now, if you decide you're going back to the narcissist, I am not ending our coaching relationship. However, I will not be making any relationship advice. Okay. I will not give in, because now that's a different type of coaching. So now I have to restructure your program or restructure your plan, because my plan is about healing from narcissistic abuse. So let's make that very clear. If you're now looking to go back into a relationship with the narcissist and you're asking me to validate this relationship with the narcissist, you're asking me to change our coaching program. So now I don't need to coach you for healing from narcissistic relationship. I now need to give you coaching tips for a healthy relationship and the things to look out for of what a healthy relationship looks like. See, they're two different things. So the lines are going to get crossed and we're going to have to change our plan. Hey, it is what it is, because I cannot tell you what to do. So if you're coming for healing or coaching about how to heal or how to recover, how to get your life back together after going through narcissistic abuse, I can do that. But if you want to get back in a relationship with them, then I have to turn the narcissistic hat off and now start focusing on healthy relationship tips. And then we continue our coaching there. We restructure our program, document it, and this is our program where we're going to talk about healthy relationships, and we're going to go through it that way. So that's just how I look at things this time in my life around, because it doesn't make sense. It definitely doesn't make sense when people go back to the narcissist. But I too was that dummy at one point, so I do get it and I understand it very well, what it looks like. It's just a lack of self-esteem. You're insecure, your self-esteem is low, you have no boundaries, you're a pushover, you're a doormat, you're weak. And they know they know all these things. So been there, done that, understand it very well. I'd rather not get involved in stuff like that, okay? Love you too much to get involved in stuff like that. Y'all, we've been on for an hour and a half. Yeah, I know it's approaching 10:30, but guess what the thing is? I'm on my cell phone and I'm only down to 5%, y'all, 5%. If you guys have any question, you're going back to an illusion, because ain't none of this real, sis. Cannot let my son grow up seeing that you did what was best for you, okay? I did the same thing too. I have 2 daughters, and I couldn't have my daughters growing up seeing this kind of toxic nonsense, because it was just real madness. And you realize after a time that you're addicted to the thing. It's not love, it's not affection, it's addiction. And you have to break that addiction. And in every addiction, you're going to go through a relapse. You're going to have relapse in addiction, right? You're going to also experience withdrawal symptoms. So think about rehab for any addiction. It's the same thing here. It's that dopamine that you get from it. You get that high from it and you want more of it. It's your fix. So they have the antidote for you. They got the fix for you. They got the goods. And you keep showing up because you're like a druggie, want the goods. Hey, it is what it is. Take the advice, leave the advice. It don't shake. But, a narc's going to be a narc. Narc is narc. And if they got to level up and come harder, oh, you going to get it. When they got to level up, put in more energy, put in more effort, and run more game on you, and they got to tighten up this game to go harder and stronger, oh, you going to pay for this one. Whoo, it ain't going to be pretty, but I'm here for it, baby. I'm here for it. Listen, let a narc be a narc, okay? They're good at what they are. Let them be. Go be good at something too, because they're good at being narcs. Y'all, if you don't have any question, watch for signs. Let me read Alicia comments. She says, watch for the signs that from these narcs when you see that they're coming back. Leave them alone. Like they'll start to sing to you, play love songs. Yes, it's a trap because they have to nurture. They have to nurture you. They have to speak to that soft, vulnerable side of you to get your attention back in, to get you lowered back in. So they have to, get you all riled up to get you back in. What? You better leave that man alone talking about he ain't got no job. So how he trying to have a woman and he ain't got no job? How he gonna protect and provide for you and he ain't got no job? I feel so bad that my phone is gonna die. Like I only have I'm down to 4%. But then if I switch and put the charger in, then I'm not gonna have this audio. So I'm not gonna have this voice and stuff like that. Guys, I think we're just gonna have to come back on Tuesday. I'm so sorry not to leave you guys. I'm only down to 4%, and I'm like, at least I want to say goodnight properly before this live ends, because we're just the room is picking up. Aww. And I see Bridget. Hey Bridget, welcome in. He has married someone from another country. I'm sure I'll be the one to blame when things go left. Stand on who you are, okay? Because you know what's going to happen, and sit back and watch. Because if you know who you're dealing with, you know the facade and the show, even if it goes on for a period of time, because a lot of times it's between 8 to 10 years is normally the breaking point. So I'm not saying to sit back and watch it. I'm just saying that a lot of times when we get into relationship with these narcissists, and we really lack boundaries or get married with them, when you're married with a narcissist, they fight tooth and nail for you to get out of that marriage. That's the reason they want to lock you down really quickly. They want to get you married off really quickly. They want to have a baby with you because they want to get that level of commitment from you really quickly before you go too far. They want to make sure they lock this thing down, okay? Listen, guys, hit that like button for your girl because I know you love the conversation, okay? Hit that like button for me. I see that we have 10 people in here. We got about 8 thumbs up. I appreciate y'all so much. Listen. Oh, you love the show. Thanks, isn't she lovely? Listen, we come together and we talk in our discussions and we just get it going, I'm not sure what the topic is going to be for next week, Tuesday, when we come back in, but for sure, we're definitely going to have some things to talk about, and you always know it's going to be juicy. Hopefully the computer stuff is going on because I don't know what's going on, okay? I don't know what's going on. So I just want to tell you guys I'm down to 4%. So I want to say goodnight properly before this thing shuts down. Isn't she lovely? Have a wonderful night. Enjoy your weekend. Alicia, have an amazing weekend. Danielle, have a fabulous weekend. Fawzia, have a phenomenal weekend. And I saw that Bridget joined us. Have a fantastic weekend, Bridget. And Latonia, listen, you was hitting up this chat room tonight, okay? Have an exceptional weekend, and I cannot wait to see you back on Tuesday. Oh my goodness, Nicole, you just got in? I hope you didn't just pop in, okay? Because I need you for some of this topic. I told you already. I told them I have my specialist to come on at a later time. But Nicole, have an amazing, incredible weekend, my love. I so appreciate you guys. I do appreciate y'all. No computer could have stopped me tonight, okay? No computer. bust the phone out, no percentage and all, okay? But we gonna do it. Listen, y'all, thank you so much for joining Life Beyond Narcissism, where we talk about healing and recovering from narcissistic abuse. If you have a question that you need to get answers, please feel free to drop it in the comments section. And as you can see, I'm comfortable enough to do a show and have these conversations and be able to help answer your questions, give you some pointers, tips, and how to go ahead healing from these things. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If you're a repeat coming back, welcome back to the channel. Like super family, like we're family here, okay? We know each other by name, we address each other by name, and we're a family over here, okay? Good night, y'all. Love y'all so much, and be blessed, y'all. Good night.